I think the single biggest lie that we're told growing up is that there's only one path, one way to do it: school, job, mortgage, retire at 67 if you're lucky to even make it. And if you dare to question that, people just look at you like you've lost the plot, like you're a nut job, you're crazy. Well, that's not how it's done. What are you talking about? Well, I questioned it, and it's why I get to sit here today enjoying the beautiful sunshine without having to go to work. For those new here, my name's Lawsy. I retired at 33, and I'm on a journey to build multiple revenue streams, because once I discovered that money could be earned without me trading my physical time for it, I had this moment where I thought, if I've proven one concept, why can't I prove another and another? So that's what I'm doing. And I want to talk about something today that I think stops more people from changing their lives than anything else. And it's not the money. It's not even knowledge. To be honest, it's not even opportunity. It's the feeling that you're not the right person to do it. That it's for someone else, someone smarter, someone more qualified, somebody who studied it, an expert in the field, if you like. I'm a mechanic, or I was. I started a business fixing cars when I was 21 years old. It was during a massive recession. I had a 2-year-old son and I was on a trainee salary. My parents thought I had lost the absolute plot. I walked into a bank asking for a loan whilst people were out there losing their homes. The only reason that I decided to do that was because a mentor looked at me one day, and I will never forget these words. It stuck with me, and it's built the foundation for everything that I've decided to push forward on and build up until this day. You will never become rich working for someone else. That's my idea. That was it. It wasn't a business plan or some kind of spreadsheet that I had to make. It wasn't even my qualifications. It was just an idea that hit me smack in the chest, and it wouldn't leave me alone. It was an itch that I could not scratch. So what did I do? I decided to back it. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was the youngest bloke in every garage that I walked into. The pros around me, guys, they'd forgotten more than I had already learned. But I had something that they did not. I had a reason to figure it out. And that's what I think people miss. You don't need to have it all figured out before you start. You just need the idea. Just a single idea, a spark, a momentary spark, one moment where something lands inside you and you think, what if? So for me, that was the business. That one idea grew into years and years of graft, early mornings, late nights, you know the drill, building something from nothing. And eventually that business got to the point where it didn't even need me there anymore. I didn't have to go in. These days, I visit the lads down at the workshops once a week. I buy them all a coffee. I make sure everybody's happy. The rest of the time is mine. I get to do exactly what I want with it. But here's the thing. It didn't stop there. It shouldn't stop there. Because once you've proven that it's doable to yourself in one instance, that one idea can change your life. You start looking for the next one and the next one. I guess you realize the only limit was ever the belief that you could do it in the first place. So the next idea scared me even more than the first one, in all honesty, because it was completely outside of my comfort zone. I wanted to build revenue streams that didn't need my time. I knew now that it could be done because I'd already done it. So I thought there must be another way that you can sort of build on it. And I didn't know the first thing about anything financial. I ain't a financial expert. I don't read the Financial Times over breakfast. I didn't know what an options chain was. I didn't know anything about theta or delta. But I remembered something in that moment that prompted me. When I started the original business, the garage, I didn't know anything about running a business either. I figured that part out. I learned it by doing it. I made mistakes, I got knocked down, but you just get back up and you keep going. Why would this be any different, I thought? I'll be dead honest with you. I started really badly, terribly, in fact. Forex, day trading, basically gambling. I lost money before I began to make money, but that's all part of it. That's the learning curve. You don't learn to swim by reading the book about swimming. You get in the water, you flap around, and hopefully you don't drown. About 2 months into that mess, I discovered the tool that I now use, options trading. I watched some free content, TJ the Wheel Deal, Felix and Friend, Pandrea Finance, just to name a few. Great guys, all on YouTube. But the bottom line is, you don't have to pay for it. I didn't pay a penny for a course, any advice, nothing. All that you need is available for free. You've just got to be willing to put the time in to go out there and find it, because it does take hours. I put the hours in because I believed the idea was worth it. And that was my drive. I sold my first cash secure put, and that was the turning point. When that premium landed in my account, my brain lit. My money just went out, did a job, and it came back with a blooming paycheck without me. Whilst I was playing golf, drinking coffee, out having breakfast with a wife, taking the kids to school, take your pick. I was just doing what I wanted to do. I thought, do you know what? This is the next idea. This is the one that changes the game again and steps it up. And here's what that actually looks like right now for me. I'll show you some numbers. My Robinhood account alone, which is my small showcase account, which I'm showing on the Funded Fridays episodes, the showcase account. I set up this to document it on this channel. It's showing a 53% return year to date at the minute. 53% from selling cash secure puts and cover calls on a small account using no more than a small amount of savings. And that's only on one of the two platforms that I use as well. Across both of my accounts, Robinhood and tastytrade, the system's generated, since I've been documenting it, over $1,000 in premium just across the 4 weeks. I'll show the full breakdown in Friday's videos anyway, so stay tuned for that one. And just to put that 53% into a little bit of perspective, because the numbers on screen might not look great, but that percentage is what it's all about. Your savings account is paying you around about 4% if you're lucky these days. My money's earning 53%. Same currency, it's just a different work ethic. That's not theory or simulation. That's my actual money going out and doing a job, bringing home an actual paycheck. And I'm documenting every single penny on the channel on a Friday. Options trading came from the question of what else can I do? This YouTube channel came from the same question. This channel's not monetized yet. It's a goal, it's an achievement. It's something that I'm working towards, to shoot towards. Hopefully people get value from it and they come back week after week and decide to tune in to see, how did this guy retire at 33? Why is he qualified to tell me what to do? But that's the whole point, isn't it? You prove one concept and then you try again. The business was concept 1 for me. The options trading is concept 2 for me. And I'm now on concept 3, which is obviously this YouTube channel where I'm building all of them in public so you can see it all happening. But here's what I really want you to hear from me today. It's not about the options. Options trading is my path. It might not be yours. For you, it could be property. It might be an online business or a coaching course, consulting, something completely different that, I've not even thought of yet. The mechanism doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you understand that there is an alternative to what we're taught. There are other ways that nobody told you about when you were young, because those ways don't serve the system. The system needs you in a job, needs you paying your mortgage, paying your taxes. It needs you showing up on a Monday to Friday until you're 67. But I took that and I refused to accept it. I took it as a personal challenge, not because I'm special, because I was stubborn enough to believe that there was something different. It didn't sit well with me. It felt like there was more. People ask me all the time though, what's the first step? Where do I start? How can I get on this path? And they expect some complicated answer, a 10-step plan, a course, a strategy. The first step's actually simpler than you think. You need an idea. That's it. Just an idea. My first idea was when I walked into the bank and asked for a loan during a recession to start a business that I had no idea how to run. That idea developed into working for myself and not having to go to work at all, then developed into asking the next question. What else can I do then? And people who decide not to ever take the first step, it's not because they're lazy, it's not because they're stupid, it's because nobody ever showed them it was possible. Nobody in their lives took the time to sort of sit them down and say, look, dude, there's another way. It's not compulsory for you to do it the same way that everybody else does it. You're your own person. You've got your own thoughts and ambitions and desires. Push for them. You're allowed to. So I'm sat here saying it. You're allowed to. You don't need a degree. You don't need permission from anybody. You don't need to be an expert in absolutely anything except yourself. Your goals, your ambition, your risk, your drive, that's all the qualifications that you need to take control of your life and set yourself on your own path. The initial idea is just a spark. Everything else you learn along the way, a single step at a time. A great analogy for this is that you don't need the whole staircase. You just need the first step. Take that first step. That leads you on your path. Now, I want to quickly address something that holds a lot of people back in this situation, because the idea that investing is risky, that putting your money into the stock market is some kind of gamble. Think about it like this. You've probably got your money in a bank right now. One bank, one building, a single set of decisions made by one board of directors. If that bank has a problem, your money's got a problem, right? We understand that. Now think about something like the S&P 500, for instance. That's 500 of the biggest companies on the planet. 500 different businesses, 500 different sectors. You're spreading your risk across all of them. Now look, I know banks are regulated, your money's protected up to a certain amount. I'm not disputing that fact. That's not what this is about. But think about it this way. If the S&P 500 is in serious trouble, if 500 of the biggest companies in the world on the planet are struggling, chances are your single bank was in trouble a long time before that happened. The S&P 500, it doesn't collapse in isolation, or it wouldn't collapse in isolation. It's the economy. And your bank, well, your bank is also part of that economy. The only difference is that you see the ups and downs. Your bank will hide that volatility from you. The stock market shows you every single tick up and every single tick down, every red day, every green day. But because we're not raised to see our money fluctuate, that terrifies us. We're hardwired from childhood to want a steady number, a safe number, a number that never goes backwards. But the thing is, the steady number in your savings account paying 4% while inflation eats 3 of it, that's not safety. That's your money slowly losing its power while you think everything's fine. Look, nobody's going to do it for you, all right? That's the truth. There's no guru, there's no quick fix, there's no course or YouTube video, including this one. You have to drag yourself up and go and do it. You have to find your idea, discover it, back it, and just make a start. For me, that started in 2009 with a bank loan and a prayer. I developed it into a business that runs without me. That developed into options trading that now earns whilst I'm sleeping. And that is currently developing into this channel where I'm documenting the whole thing in public to show you. So the bottom line here is that retirement for me, it's not an end goal. It's not a finish line at 67. It doesn't have to be. It never had to be. It's a stage in early life that I refused. I was not going to wait for. And now I'm at that stage. I'm deciding that I need to build more revenue streams, more options, more choices. But the important thing is that they have to be passive. They need to be able to function without me giving up my time for them. Because that's what this is really all about. Options, not the financial instrument that we've just been discussing. Options in life. And remember that you've got them too. You just might not have found your idea yet. But when you do find that idea, and you'll find it, back it, even when it scares you. Do you know what? Especially when it scares you. Most traders will lose money, and I do sometimes. It's unavoidable. Capital will be at risk. Here, we learn the how, but the why is always yours to decide. If you want to see how I'm building this with real money every single week, have a look around the channel, check it out. The wheel strategy video breaks down exactly how the system works and how I operate it. Every Friday, I show my receipts from the trades that I've made during the week as well. So if you're interested in that, check out the Funded Fridays episodes as well. If you do want to try it for yourself on Robinhood, there's a link down in the description. Grab yourself some free shares to get you started. And if you're still sat there thinking, you're not the right person to do this, just remember, you are the world's leading expert on yourself. Nobody's more qualified to build your life than you are. All you need is that original spark of an idea and the guts to back it. Do me a favor and hit subscribe if you want, or don't. Either way, go home tonight and ask yourself one single question. What's my idea? And remember that here at the OptionsBrit, we learn the how so we can afford the why. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.